it's Lakeisha C. Brooks, your fitness instructor and trainer, and your master meal prepper. As promised, I wanted to show you guys how I was going to prepare for my trip to Boston. And yes, it is my birthday, and I want to share my birthday with you guys, and I want to give you guys a gift from me. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to travel for my trip to Boston. So this trip, as I told you guys, is approximately a 2-week trip. I'm going to be there for 12 days, including the holiday. So it's going to be a pretty long stay. Now, there are a lot of different ways to strategize meal prepping and meal planning, whether you're driving in a car, the length of the trip, the duration of the time that you're traveling between point A and point B, whether your trip is international or is it domestic. So there's a lot of factors that go into that, and we'll do a number of videos, a series of videos that focus on those particular factors. But for today, we're just going to focus on a trip to Boston. It's about a 3-hour, 2-hour, 45-minute flight to Boston from Orlando, and for 12 to 14 days. So this particular video is just for that. Now we are gonna have videos for other trips, like when I went to Orlando to Atlanta, Orlando to Valdosta, but this is a longer trip on a flight. So the main thing that you wanna do when you are traveling via plane is to know the TSA rules and regulations. So I did a lot of research to find out exactly what I could and could not pack, what I could or could not carry on. And so that's one of the first things you want to do, is to look at the rules and regulations. Liquids, no matter if it's jellies or if it's jams or puddings, anything that's in a jelly type of water form, it's just the same as it is for your shampoos or things like that. It's a certain amount of ounces that you can use. So for this particular trip, I actually don't have any of that because, again, there's so many rules and regulations surrounding that. Now, I'm going to start by showing you some of the things that I did pack and how I packed it. So I first have this insulated bag. That's the number one thing that I wanted to make sure that I had, was a bag that's insulated, that will keep my food fresh, that will keep my food cold for the duration of the flight. So it's not just about the 3 hours or whatnot, because there's the being at the airport for like an hour and a half before, and then when you get to the airport, the time it takes from getting to the airport to your hotel, which could be another 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how you're getting there. So for me, we're talking about maybe a 5-6 hour window, more so 5-hour window, 5.5 hour window, and keeping my food fresh until I can get from my home here in Orlando to my hotel in Boston, okay? So one of the things that I got, I love nuts. I mean, these are gonna travel well. These are unsalted, of course, wanna keep the protein up, sodium down. So I got this bag. I made sure I pushed all of the air out of it, because this bag I'm actually gonna carry on to my flight. So we can also go here. I got a number of apples. And I also have a container because we have some avocados and we don't want them to get smashed. Even though I'm gonna have this in a bag, you just never know if it's gonna be overhead, something may smash into it. You just never know. So with that, I brought a container here. They're very secure in here. So I have 2 more apples, 2 avocados in there. I have some bananas. I have quite a few bananas. So I have 2 bananas here and then 2 bananas here that are coming with me. This is actually going in the bag, but I just had it out for now. I have another container with something else that I am bringing with me, and I'm just gonna show you guys what I have. So I have in here 2 more avocados, and I have hard-boiled eggs. They smell actually pretty bad. Eggs smell. But I have them in here. They definitely will smash and break depending on where they're secured in your bag. So I have them in this container, and I have 4 of those. Now, I don't particularly eat the yolk. I just eat the egg whites, but of course, just for transporting them, I have them intact the way they are. I have my blender bottle because I'm gonna have a lot of protein. I'm gonna show you guys in my bag what I have there. This is my lifesaver. Obviously, I use this after a workout with my protein shakes. I also can have this protein for breakfast, so I have this bottle as well. And I already told you guys that I had some bananas that I'm carrying with me. I have a lot of baggies These baggies have basically saved my life. So I have some arugula and spinach here. Now I press all the air out of it and I have them in these little baggies. Very easy. You can even use this for portion control. So I have them here. I can just pop this in one of the little containers and now I have a base for a salad or something like that all here in this little baggie. I also in my baggie have some kale. I chopped up some kale, put it in a baggie as well. And I have rice and I have chickpeas and black beans. And I'm gonna explain to you guys why I have it in this form versus the cooking form. So I have black beans, I have chickpeas, I have rice. So in my black beans and my chickpea, I have a great source of protein as well in case I don't want to eat chicken or tuna or something like that. And then of course I have my rice as well, which is a great source of carbs and things like that, especially working out a lot. You know, sometimes I'll do 2 hours a day, it just kind of depends. So I have that. I have my protein powder in my BCA. So I securely packed my protein powder. I could have left it in a container, but I read online that it's just a lot easier if you put it in a bag. So I put it in a bag. It's actually double bagged. And then I have my scoopers in a separate bag. And then I have my BCAAs. So my BCAAs obviously help to repair muscles and things like that and to recover when you're working out. I mix mine together because this particular brand doesn't really have a lot of BCAAs in it. So I mix it together. So I have that. Also, I have me some broccoli, also in bag. Again, you can use this as the portions that you like to use. All right, let's move this out a little bit. I also have some squash that I cut up as well. Also, you can use this as a certain serving size. I probably use this as 2 serving sizes personally. I also have my cans of tuna. Let me grab these for you. Okay, so 4 cans of tuna, and you're probably thinking, well, why didn't she get the ones in the bag? I chose not to get the ones in the bag because I don't like that they add a little bit extra sodium. It's already sodium in this, so I don't like that they add a little bit more in the little bag. So yes, it's probably easy for transporting, but I prefer to use the cans, and I'm gonna answer the question of how in the world is she gonna open all this stuff. I have that for you too. And also I have my containers. So I have some tomatoes in here. So I have containers also in a bag, but we put it in a container so that it stays secure. These same containers will be used to transport my food to and from work as well. I told you guys I'm all about portion control, and these little containers keep me in check for my portion control. I also have some of the snacks. You guys know that I love to make my own protein snacks. So actually I'm bringing some of those. So I have me a protein bar here. I even have some cookies that I whipped up last night in here. I have my Rice Krispie treat, and I also have a protein brownie. So I have all of that in this little compartment as well. So as you can see, I made sure I even brought my own protein snacks. So whenever, even though I work for a really good company that focuses on health and wellness, I just want to make sure that I have my own healthy snacks as well. And then lastly, I have another container. Again, these same containers I'm going to be using to take to work for lunch. I have some apple cinnamon muffins that I whipped up last night, protein of course, and then I have another protein brownie in here. So you guys are probably wondering, she has all this stuff. Some of this stuff is cooked, some of it's not. How is she gonna cook this stuff? So here we are. So I have a single burner. Now, you guys don't necessarily have to do this. The reason why I decided to do this is because I wanted to cook my food while I was there. And secondly, the hotel does not have a microwave. So there's no way for me to really warm up my food for dinner, especially because they don't have a microwave. So I decided to invest in a little single burner, that, and I also do cooking demonstrations. But so this costs $9.99 at Walmart. And so the reason why I can bring this is because it's electric. Now, I probably will have to inform them that I have this. Now, if you have a gas burner, if you want to use that, you cannot bring that onto the plane. You have to actually check that. You cannot bring, again, you cannot bring any type of gas burner at all on the plane, okay? This one is an electric one, and so I have yet to use it, and I just purchased it. So again, I did it because there is no microwave at all in my hotel room, only a refrigerator. And then I also brought my own spoon for mixing, and I also brought my own pot. Yes, I brought my own pot to cook. Yeah. Now, a lot of times, if I have the option of what type of hotel that I pick, I usually pick an extended stay or something like that. And I know a lot of people like nicer hotels, and that's great, and I love nice hotels, and I actually like extended stays, but mainly because they have a lot of these utensils and I can cook, and I really prefer that. So you may want to call to check your hotel first, because I wouldn't have known that I didn't have a microwave. Also, what I also have in the freezer right now is some chicken. Now, that frozen items are very, very important that you do this properly. So my chicken is frozen. I also invested in a freeze pop. And in your freeze pack, you want to make sure that that thing is solid as ice when you go through security. If at any time your freezer pop or your freezer pack or whatever cooling device you use is not frozen, you will not get through security. In essence, the frozen items that you have will melt. You can't eat them because after a certain amount of time they go bad. And I already told you my window is 5.5 hours, 6 hours. So I decided to invest in that. I will pull that out, but I don't want to bring it out or anything like that. I want it to stay frozen, stay cool inside the freezer, but I did invest in that. I will actually be wrapping up my frozen chicken with the frozen pack that I have to keep it frozen, because that's the idea, is to keep it as frozen as possible, but it's also going to keep the other items that I have cool. And we're going to actually store that at the bottom of this and repackage this whole thing, okay? Now, I told you that I'm going to actually carry this on, but I also am going to pack it in my handy dandy Vera Bradley bag, because this is a carry-on bag and it gives me some extra space for this stuff. Now, keep in mind that trying to be healthy on the go can seem like a lot of work, and it is, but eating healthy and working out and being healthy is definitely worth the time. And I would say even the investment I spent maybe on all of this food, maybe about $40, and that's not a lot of money when we talk about 12 days. Versus if you go out to eat every single day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, depending on the hotel. This hotel doesn't have a continental breakfast. You have to pay for that too. You could be spending a lot of money and packing on a lot of calories and a lot of carbs, a lot of fats, a lot of sodium. And I also have access to a gym as well, which is super awesome, like a CrossFit type of thing. But even if I didn't, I have a lot of workout things that I bring with me, whether it's a resistant band, whether it's a jump rope, an ab roller. I would have carried those things on, but in advance I had already checked, and I have access to a wonderful gym for free, as well as the hotel has a phenomenal gym as well that I can use. But these are things and tips that can help you on a flight or a type of trip that is 3 hours or so on a flight, when you have about a 5.5, 6 hour window to get from your home to the hotel. So again, make sure you listen to these steps. Oh, and lastly, I forgot. So the can, I have a can opener. It's in my carry-on bag. I also packed a knife, but it is in my check bag because you cannot bring a knife on your carry-on. So you're gonna make sure that you check that. I also brought a fork, also in my check bag. So I did a lot of research. I did a lot of homework before doing all of this stuff, because I believe that you shouldn't have to sacrifice eating healthy, eating clean, living a healthy lifestyle because you're on vacation or whatever else that you're doing. You just have to take the time to invest the money, invest the effort into being healthy on the go. And again, this is just one of many videos that I'll be doing about being healthy on the go. I also have a really, really great surprise for you guys that I'm going to be announcing very soon about being healthy and meal planning and meal prepping. I have some really good things in store for you all. So I will be taking a lot of videos in Boston as well. So don't think that I will be leaving you guys for 2 weeks. I won't. I will be carrying everything with me. I have my little camera equipment and everything like that. I'll give you guys some inside scoops to my workouts that I'll be doing on the go, as well as preparing the stuff in my hotel room with my burner and things like that, and showing you guys just how this lifestyle is. Again, I'm someone that travels a lot, and I want to make sure that you guys are healthy on the go as well. So until we meet again, and when we see each other again, I will be in Boston. and hopefully get to check out the Celtics beat the Cavs. Sorry guys, I'm not a Cavs fan, also not a Boston fan, but I prefer Boston to win. I'm Lakeisha C. Brooks, your fitness coach and instructor and your master meal planner.